Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a journey to the sun-drenched shores of Cuba. But we're going to explore a side of its history you might not know about, the incredible story of Chinese immigration. It's a tale of hardship, resilience, and a cultural fusion that has left a lasting mark on the island. So, how did it all begin? Our story starts in the mid-19th century, around 1847. At that time, Cuba's massive sugar plantations were desperate for labor. Following the decline of the African slave trade, plantation owners looked across the Pacific to China. They recruited thousands of Chinese men, mostly from the southern provinces of Guangdong and Fujian, to work as indentured servants or coolies. These men were promised good wages and a better life. The reality, however, was brutal. They embarked on a treacherous months-long journey across the ocean, with many not surviving the trip. Once in Cuba, they faced grueling conditions on the sugar plantations, working from sunrise to sunset for very little pay. Their contracts were often extended, and their lives were little better than those of the enslaved Africans they worked alongside. It was a period of immense suffering, but it was also the beginning of the Chinese-Cuban story. Despite the hardships, these early immigrants persevered. As their contracts eventually ended, many chose to stay in Cuba. They started leaving the plantations and building new lives for themselves. They opened small businesses like grocery stores, laundries, and restaurants. And this is where we see the birth of one of Havana's most iconic neighborhoods, Barrio Chino, or Chinatown. By the early 20th century, Havana's Chinatown was one of the largest and most vibrant in all of Latin America. It was a bustling hub of activity, filled with theaters, newspapers, social clubs, and, of course, incredible food. This wasn't just a place to live, it was a community, a slice of home where Chinese language, traditions, and festivals could be preserved and celebrated. This new wave of free immigrants, who came as merchants and entrepreneurs, helped the community flourish. A fascinating chapter in this history is the role of Chinese Cubans in the fight for Cuban independence. Many Chinese men, having experienced oppression themselves, joined the ranks of the Cuban rebels in the 10 Years' War against Spanish colonial rule. They fought with incredible bravery and earned the respect of their fellow Cuban patriots. There's a monument in Havana dedicated to these Chinese soldiers, a powerful symbol of their contribution to the birth of the Cuban nation. However, the story takes another turn with the Cuban Revolution in 1959. The new government's policies led to the nationalization of private businesses. This deeply impacted the thriving economy of Chinatown, and many Chinese, especially the business owners, chose to leave the island, immigrating once again, this time to the United States and other countries. For decades, Havana's Chinatown saw a decline. The once bustling streets grew quiet, and the community shrank. But the story doesn't end there. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in Chinese-Cuban culture. The Cuban government, along with descendants of the original immigrants, has been working to revitalize the Barrio Chino. Today, while it's much smaller than its golden age, you can still walk its streets, see the unique Chinese-inspired architecture, and taste the delicious fusion cuisine that blends Cantonese flavors with Caribbean ingredients. The legacy of the Chinese in Cuba is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. From indentured laborers to soldiers, business owners, and pillars of the community, they have woven their story into the very fabric of Cuban identity. It's a complex history of struggle and success, loss and revival. Thanks so much for joining me on this historical journey today. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments if you knew about this part of Cuban history. Until next time.